trying to chill for a little bit before we got started. I went to that game earlier today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got some free tickets. So
nice. Do you get them through being staff?
yeah, so you pretty much like they'll have some extra tickets, and you kind of have to. They'll let you know like we got extra tickets. Submit it this form, and then we'll let you know if you're selected. So they will get picked and got some free tickets to the game.
Do you also get the option, like the students do, to get like a package every year or something like that for all the games?
Yeah, so you can definitely purchase a packet, but the only thing is we don't like students. I think they go based off of like numbers, and I think it's based off of like their status as a student, like whether or not like if they're a senior or junior. Where staff doesn't, I don't believe staff gets that like that. So
right. Did they win, bro? I haven't even paid attention to any of these college games today.
Yeah, they won 51-7.
Who'd they play?
Colorado State.
Okay.
Like I think they tied the record for like the most sacks in a. They tied for like the second most sacks in a game.
Yeah,
like 7. So
that's usually how big schools start their year, right? Usually against a team that's just not nearly in the same breath as them. Just murder. Georgia
over here, mud stomping Oregon right now.
I did see that.
We're like shit.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Always the first couple weeks of college football, I feel like it's just a bunch of blowouts, and then shit actually gets interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that game later on, though.
Yeah,
that Ohio State and Notre Dame game.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. You know, it's like a crime, bro, is that they took away those Michigan Notre Dame night games. Those were so sweet.
I know, but they're supposed to be bringing them back.
Okay.
They're bringing back the series. I don't know if they're going to be night games, but they're bringing back that series. I think next year, if I'm not mistaken, it's either next year or 2025.
Cool. Yeah, it's annoying that they're waiting so long on this. I guess it's because of the contract doesn't expire until 26. But did you hear about that? They're doing the 12-man or 12-team playoff.
I did see that. And it'll be exciting. The only thing is that like they have to figure out how they're going to fit that into like the college schedule though, because like now you have to figure out like they're definitely not going to have that same amount of length of time between the end of the season and like some of those teams are playing in their conference title games,
right? And
then going into like those New Year's Six bowl games, and then like because it's going to be like an additional an additional round that they're adding to it. So
that will be interesting. You're right. I've always, even when they started the 4-team playoff and kind of like how like the first games were other bowl games and then you get to the national championship, that was always
so they played those initial games on like that New Year's Six bowl games and then the national championship that following week. So I don't know what they're going to do, but
it's cool though. I've been asking for that for a while.
If they need to do it, man, because it's only going to help them generate more money for the sport, but then 2, you add more parity, right? Like we know come tournament time, we see it in March Madness and just in almost any fucking sport where there's a playoff, upsets are going to happen.
Exactly.
Right. So
you never know. You got these dudes that are like, I mean, how often is like UCF like undefeated, but they're like 8th, and it's like I get it because of their schedule, but also like that's not their fault that they beat who they beat. Like they should have an opportunity to show like how good they are, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad that they made a change. I honestly thought it was just going to go to 8.
Yeah, me too. When I saw 12, I was like, damn.
Yeah, but I see that what they're doing is they're going to give a couple of teams some buys, it looks like.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So yeah, but I'm excited for that to happen. That's going to be pretty cool.
It will be cool, man. Obviously we can, like the NFL's coming up, so we should do our divisions today, but should we go over some of that NBA news before we get into the...
Yeah, we definitely got to talk about that before we jump into this NFL stuff. I mean, the Knicks just find a way to like, just don't make shit happen, right?
Yeah, they do.
Think about the opportunity they had to get Kyrie and KD, and then they go to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
You got an opportunity to get Donovan Mitchell, who's from New York, and so he ends up in fucking Cleveland.
Right. I didn't expect that at all.
I didn't either, bro. I was shocked when I saw it, but I was like, and I remember I messaged you. I told him I was like, Cleveland's gonna be scary next year.
Like very scary, man. I mean, they like what seed were they last year? They were like
they were at 9th. They made it to the play-in, and lost to the Nets, and then turned around and lost to. Hell, I don't remember. I can't remember.
I don't either. But I mean,
they were in the 8th seed, and then who played?
I mean, I really think
I can't remember, but
not to be like over the top, and I'm not going to say like they're going to win a championship or anything, but that alone, and I'm looking at the roster and how you always bring up how long and big and athletic they are and deep. Man, like they are going to be competitive with anyone in that conference. Absolutely anyone.
Yeah, like they in this for like years.
Yeah, they're young.
For like the next like 3 to 4 years. Like you got Garland that's only like in his early 20s. Mitchell is 26. Mobley is like 21.
Yeah.
Jared Allen is like 22, 20. Like these guys are young, they're long. That's a deep bro. You got Garland, Mitchell, LeVert, Cedi Osman. You got Kevin Love coming off the bench.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Like Rookie Rubio was on the fucking team.
Yep.
Like that is a really, really deep team, bro. They're kind of like Boston-esque. I don't know if they're at that same level, but like they're kind of breeding that type of vibe. And now that they have, I feel like a bona fide scorer on the team, I think that's gonna really elevate them.
Do you think? Because I was thinking the same thing, kind of looking at Boston, the other big hitters in the East. Like, how do they stack up? I know lengthwise, but do you think like they're too young over the next couple of years to really be competitive and make a deep playoff run, or do you think like they're just like plug and play and they've got an opportunity now to like really push?
I think they got an opportunity now. I mean, because their calling card is really their defense, right? And like, granted, like marketing was really like that lineup that they had was like with Garland, Karras, Marketing, Mobley, and Allen. Like defensively, they were really tough, but they're still going to be really tough with Allen and Mobley. You still got Karras out there, and now you throw in Donovan Mitchell, who's a little bit better of an on-ball defender.
Exactly.
And Garland, like it's still going to be a really tough defensive team. They're just not going to be as long as they were, but just the depth that they have behind, like that team is defensively is definitely going to be one of the top defensive teams. But now I think adding in Mitchell, like I said, as a bona fide scorer is going to just make them a little bit more deadly.
For sure. They're going to be such a good full court team, man. Like so good in transition. It's going to be insane to watch. You got 1 through 5 that are able to run the floor. I mean, Garland's the only one out of that starting 5 that's really like height challenged.
Short.
Yeah.
But he talked about that like he's still 6'1", 6'2". Like it's not like he's a short guy.
No.
But just short on like in NBA terms, but like
yeah.
That's gonna be a hell of a team, man.
Basically, everyone in that starting 5 can go get a bucket by themselves, and then I would think that they're going to have LeVert come off the bench. Maybe they'll start him, but like just for depth purposes.
So I think that they may start him, but they can definitely take him off the bench. They can definitely bring him off the bench and put in like someone that's a little bit more defensive mind, like Lamar Stevens. They can put in there Cedi Osman, but I think you can easily start Karras.
Oh yeah, he's definitely like skilled enough. I just think
and just maybe not give him as many starters minutes as far like maybe you put him early and then let him play with that second string.
Okay, yeah. Man, that 5 would be so good if they started LeVert. Again, I just thought they just for bench purposes put in, like you said, a better defensive minded 2 or 3, and then kind of let him or wing, because I guess Donovan's at the 2 now. But either way, like that's going to be a stacked starting 5, or they're going to have LeVert and Love coming off the bench, which are just going to be, dude. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm excited to watch them.
They're going to be nice.
Really cool. What does this mean for Utah? Like they just went full rebuild, man.
They definitely went full rebuild, but you still think that like they still have pieces that they can potentially move to really start to, because I think I read this right, that they have like 13 picks over the next 3 years.
They have a lot. They do.
So, but they still got pieces that they can move. You still got Conley that you can move. You got Jordan Clarkson that you can move.
Yeah.
So you still got pieces there, or you can kind of keep Jordan Clarkson, use him along with Lauri Markkanen and kind of let that be like your pillars to kind of build on, because you still got Bogdanovich as well. So like they're definitely not going to be I don't think that they're going to be a playoff team, but they could be maybe like a play-in team.
Right. Yeah, dude. You know what's crazy is I remember we were in Dallas watching that Utah series against Dallas, and it's just crazy. Then I know they were talking about the turmoil like within the team, kind of, and then it seemed like either Gobert or Donovan had to go. But like, if you asked me then, like, or told me then that like this time 6 months from now, like that whole team would just be like both of them would be gone, I'd be like, holy shit! Like they blew.
You wouldn't expect it. You would, like you said, you would think that it'd be like one or the other would be gone, but not both.
Right. Exactly. Like they're just completely shaking it up, and that's got to be such a weird feeling for an organization of just like, okay, like this didn't work. We're getting rid of it. And we know we're losing stars. We're going to get picks and some maybe young prospects out of it. But like, I don't know, man. From a business standpoint, that's got to be hard because I'm sure fans are probably like, "What the fuck?" You know, like they don't want to.
Right. I mean, you think about it. They outside of Portland were like the only team that had consistently like made it into the playoffs.
And a lot of times, like first and second seed, like they were like really good the last couple years. Yeah.
Yeah. So like they had the longest playoff streak going in the league outside of like Portland before that ended. So it's going to be. I'd be interested to see what other moves that they make, because I would assume that they're definitely going to try to look to move Conley just to kind of get a younger point guard, because Conley just is not it.
No. He's got to be like almost late 30s now, right? I mean, he's getting old.
Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting there. And then Jordan Clarkson, I think just because they know that he's such a trade asset, like I can see Jordan. So this is my prediction that I think Jordan Clarkson may end up back with the Lakers.
Okay, that'd be cool
because they can use him. They damn sure could use him.
They definitely could. I think most teams could. He's one of those really good, like, you know, 6-man, bring him off the bench, get you 15 to 20 a night, you know, like go get a bucket.
They just need the shooters. They need the shooters and they need the scorers, and like they don't really have that now.
No.
He's gonna come with that easily.
So do you think that includes Russ, or is it a 3-team trade where Russ is involved in that sends Jordan to LA?
I think it'll some way be like a 3-team trade that would involve Russ, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Clarkson at some point ends up at the Lakers this year.
What about the Pat Bev situation? What are your thoughts on that? Like, I don't think we talked about that, did we?
About what?
Pat Bev.
About Pat Bev?
I think that got announced right after we wrapped up our last episode.
It did. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, Bev is a little bit better of a 3-point shooter. And of course, you know, he's better defensively, but just as an all-around player, he doesn't deliver even with Russ struggling last year, his numbers were better.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely going to put up better numbers. I agree. But that's kind of the thing, right? Is like, dude, I don't know if the Lakers need that. They might need someone more like a Pat Bev that's not going to demand. Russ demands the ball. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, he needs the ball to put those type of numbers up. Like, good or bad. It's not a criticism. It's just he's ball dominant.
Yeah.
LeBron's ball dominant. You know
what I think about it is that, like, but you also have to respect Russ when he has the ball in his hand. Where like Pat Bev, I don't know if he demands that same sort of like attention, no. Especially defensively, compared to Russ. Like Russ, you like, granted, you may not have to be up on him from a shot perspective, but like his ability to pass the ball and get to the rack is like him getting to the rack is next level. Like he's an elite. Like rim attacker, and you have to respect it. And if and you collapse, we know he can pass the ball. He's led the league in assists before, so I don't. It doesn't make sense. If I'm picking, I think I would rather have Russ than Pat Bev. But like I can see where you're saying where like one, Pat Bev is not going to pull the ball out of LeBron's hand, which you want the ball in his hand. And then, plus, he's a better 3-point shooter than Russ, but I don't know if he's a better defender, too. I think that's the big thing. He is a better defender. He's for sure. I mean, and that's one thing that we know that they struggled with last year.
Right. They need a dog, and I think that'll help a lot, take the pressure off LeBron. And, AD's a phenomenal defender. Pat Bev will now be an elite perimeter defender and just like a irritant. You know how he is. He'll just go after the best player and start talking shit and try to get him upset, which is always fun to watch. But do you think they try to make them coexist, or do you think this means Russ is gone?
I think they're going to try to see if it works. they'll maybe give it like 20 games, and then it's like, they'll figure if it works, then it works. But I think I'm going to lean more towards the fact that like they're at some point they're going to have to split that up.
Yeah,
and I'm going to stick to my word or stick to my prediction that Jordan Clarkson don't end up at the Lakers.
I could see that. Do you think there's any chance that the Indiana thing has been in the talks forever? Like, is there a chance that Buddy Hield and some other guys from there are moved in general, maybe not necessarily to the LA side of it, but do you think that they could be a factor in that?
Maybe. Yeah, I think that could definitely happen. I just don't know where though. Like where does like somebody like Buddy Hield go?
Right. Well, that's how I feel about Russ, man. I just don't know what teams are taking him on with that contract. And like, depending on how their team is structured, like what do they see his value and his role being for them, you know, like, cause he it makes it really hard with that contract he has to move him. So, I mean, we just saw that last year. I think there was many times everyone speculated he'd be gone, but it's didn't happen. Right. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't see them being very competitive, to be honest with you. They're like not competitive. They're not going to be bad, but I just don't see them like
they're going to be a playing game.
Yeah, team. Like around above, like a playing team somewhere there. I don't see them in the top 5 in the West.
Definitely not in the top 5, not in the West.
Yeah, Bron's just trying to get his points and get out of there.
Right, and especially with like, I think people are really sleeping on the fact that Denver is going to be reloaded this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
they will.
With
Murray's coming
and Porter, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm interested to see the Porter situation because I'm a fan of his and I've seen him, obviously glimpses of how good he can be, but he's been so injured ever since college. I think he broke his back a couple games into his 1 year, college career. So I really hope he can come back and be in the same form that he was because I really enjoy his game. He's smooth. He's a good scorer.
Yeah, he's nice. So, he's nice. Definitely.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything else NBA wise that's gone on, but they're coming too. In a couple months.
Not much really else going on in the NBA. I mean, that was just a really good noise. It was Mitchell, how the Knicks just found a way to.
They do every year.
I don't understand. I just really don't understand how they continue to.
I think they gave Barrett a pretty big contract. Did you see that?
You said who?
I think they gave RJ Barrett a pretty big contract a week ago.
Oh yeah, he got like 140.
Yeah. So
he got 140. So
we got 2 big young teams now in the West and the East now, man. I think Cavs are going to be scary. And I know I said this a couple weeks ago, and you thought I would maybe be over the top, but I think the Pelicans, bro, if Zion's healthy, that's going to be a scary fucking team, bro.
No, I don't think that was over the top. I think so. If I'm not mistaken, you said that they could make it to the Western Conference Finals. That was your prediction.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like I feel like that was a bit aggressive. That's what I was.
If they're healthy.
I don't know if I can. Ooh.
I get it. That's bold, but
that's a hell of a fucking prediction.
What if the finals next year is the Cavs and the Pelicans? That'd be pretty fucking crazy. Just two.
That's definitely gonna happen. But
yeah, I don't think the Cavs are there.
Gonna happen. The Warriors will run.
You think the Warriors come back and just?
I mean, they're gonna be not, and they picked up JaMychal Green, bro, and he fits so fucking well into their system. James Wiseman is gonna be back healthy. Like the Clay's gonna have a full off season.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think is a really big plus for them is Clay's gonna probably come back and be closer to the Clay that we know.
And then they I think it's kind of overlooked, but like that pickup of Dante DiVincenzo, that was a hell of a pickup, bro. Like he's better offensively than Gary Payton, and I think he's not as strong of a defender, but he can still really go out there and play defense really solidly. So the Warriors are definitely gonna be nice
for sure. Damn, I didn't even know like that UFC event today already happened. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, what the fuck? It was like Cyril Gane versus Tai Tuivasa, and Cyril Gane knocked him out. That's crazy.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it must have been. I don't know where this took place, but I would think maybe overseas somewhere. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it was in Paris. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, damn. I thought maybe Ty would give him a better competition. I'm gonna have to go watch that back. I'll have to talk about that next time. But yeah, that'll be cool. We got some big fights coming up. I think we should do our our annual division. Like I'll throw something up here and we can go over all the teams and who's
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
I'm so mad about CJ Gardner-Johnson leaving the Saints, bro.
Bro, I don't understand why the fuck did they let that happen, dog.
I don't understand either, bro. Like and it was for this is the most
picks.
Like a 5th and a 6th, bro. Like it was,
you're literally giving away a top tier.
So dumb. Doesn't make sense. I don't understand how the NFL works as far as trades because that's so common, right? You see these dudes that are like well-known players and they get traded for like absolutely nothing. I don't understand it, but
yeah,
whatever, bro. Whatever. Damn. This is the same graphic we pulled up last time. I don't know why I can't find a better one, but let's see. Okay.
Oh, and then real quick before we jump into this.
Yeah.
The GOAT lost last night.
Yeah, shout out to Serena
Williams.
Man, people are going crazy, man. There's like Tiger in the stands. I saw Saquon. Everyone was there. That was nuts.
Like Saquon was dialed into that match.
He was.
He was so dialed into that match. But you know what? I was talking to a friend of mine about this. Like, you know how much like admiration and everything, and like the crowd that they draw. But when they first came on the scene, they were not well liked.
Who, the Williams sisters?
The Williams sisters. They were not well liked. I mean, their father was very brash and just very matter of fact, and they really just enjoyed them. I mean, there was one open where they just really weren't treated all that well. Like they didn't return for many years.
Wow.
And now you turn around and now she's considered the GOAT. People have all this admiration for her. So it's just kind of very unique how much they have completely changed how tennis is and the way that it looks. And hell, even like the way that the women tennis players play has been modeled a lot of what they've done. So real shout out to her, man. I mean,
definitely, man. And to that point, bro, it's one of those things where you see a lot of that, greatness, not necessarily just in sport, but like artists, like just in general. A lot of times people are overlooked either in the beginning or during the course of, their careers. And then afterwards they're kind of more appreciated. And she was undeniable. And that's what people say. It's like, you got to just be undeniable to a point where it doesn't matter if people like you or not. Like it's just there for everyone to see, like, like you're the greatest.
Because I was looking at this, she almost made $1 billion. Just in her winning, she almost made $1 billion. So that's no endorsements. That's like none of her other business ventures, none of that. It's literally just in her earning throughout her career. She only earned $1 billion, bro.
Yeah, good for her, man. Holy shit. I mean, and that's so cool. I don't know how old she is. Late 30s, maybe? Is she 40? I don't know where
she's 40. That's a 40-year-old woman.
Yeah, like you enjoy. Like she deserves to just kick back now and enjoy that. Go travel, do whatever the fuck you want to do. I mean, she lived her whole life to that,
Literally 25 years.
Yeah. Absolutely insane, bro. It's crazy the parallels too, because Tiger was there. Did you see that? Like watching her,
Tiger,
and like you just said, he had kind of the same situation where it was like from a young age, his dad was like, "This is what you're doing, like, and you're going to be the greatest at it," and like just push them to, Did you watch King Richard?
I did watch King Richard.
Yeah,
it's really good.
That was good. Yeah, so shout out to her. You're right, and I think her and Venus are playing doubles in the Open. I don't know if they've already been eliminated.
They lost in the first round.
Oh, that's sad.
Lost.
Is what it is.
And real quick about the earning thing. What's even crazier about the earning things with her is, remember, like the women tennis players were paid the same.
No.
As the men players were. Mm-hmm. So like she probably easily could have eclipsed that had they been paid the same.
Definitely, man. Yeah, shout out to her.
Is Venus almost damn near made $1 billion?
Is Venus retiring too?
She hasn't said anything, but she needs to. Yeah. Like I'm not even trying to be funny, but like she's older than Serena. She has an autoimmune disease.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's been playing with autoimmune disease for years now. So like she just can't compete at that level anymore. Yeah. So she needs to go ahead and call it quits as well. Like, because it's sad to like watch her go out there. You just know that like she just doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to play
No,
anymore.
man. Good for them. Hope they enjoy retirement. They definitely deserve it.
For sure.
All right. Let me know when you can see this.
It's up.
You got it?
Yep.
All right. That's a good question. I was about to say the same thing to you. I guess we can start at the AFC and just go down that list. You want to start with the North?
Let's start with the North.
All right, man. This one's interesting. We've got a lot of weird quarterback situations, right? Obviously, the Kenny Pickett situation, the Deshaun situation where he's not going to be back until week 12, right?
Yeah, he's not. No. Yeah, week 12 because he has 11 game suspension.
Right. Obviously, Lamar's playing for a deal. And then
can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
So, because Russell Wilson just signed his deal, right?
It's like 170 or something.
Yeah. I think it's like 170. No. I thought it was more than that.
Maybe that's what was guaranteed.
245, and I think it's the 170 that was 165 guaranteed. Yeah. So they were talking about it on the Get Up around the fact that, like, if you're Russell Wilson, what are you doing? Or not Russell Wilson, but if you're Lamar in that situation, what are you doing? Are you playing?
Yeah.
Or are you like, bro, if I don't get this money, like, I'm injured and I don't have anything on the back end that's going to protect me.
Right.
From me preventing me to get my neck, like making sure, like, if he get injured, his stock immediately drops.
Right. Exactly.
So, like, what do you do? Like, I don't want to. We got to get to these, making our picks. But I just quickly wanted to mention that around the fact.
No, that's fine. I mean, we can take time on this, right? We can kind of analyze every team in the division and then kind of make our picks. That's a good point. I just drafted him in my fantasy league, so I fucking hope he plays. But first and foremost, but that's a really good point. I think he does need to, because even though he's an MVP, his last 2 seasons were not really close to what he did that season before that, where he like blew up. I mean, he, like, especially last season, he was very up and down. So
up and down, yeah.
Maybe that doesn't matter to him though. Maybe he'll just fucking be like, no, like I need to sit out. That team is interesting, man. They got rid of Hollywood. Obviously, they still got Mark Andrews. I think they're going to go back to like a really run heavy approach. That's like, defense is always solid there. I don't know though, man. This is an interesting division because I don't see the Bengals repeating what they just did. I like them, and I think they've done some good things. It's just hard for me to think that they can repeat how good they played last season at the end there and just like roll through people. Oh, I really like the Browns. It's just dependent on like the quarterback thing. Like, it's just, they're so talented. And if Deshaun was playing from the beginning, I would say that they're winning the division. But I don't know. Right.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, I know.
It's tough, it's not there. I really can't. I'm going to have to go with the Bengals.
I think so too. Yeah.
It's because they're the only team that doesn't have shit going on.
Right. No question marks, really. Yeah.
You're pretty solid. I think the only thing is that they can, and definitely improve on the defensive side of things, but offensively, they're fucking good.
They are. I'm gonna put them at 12-5, winning the division. That's what I'm gonna say.
I like that. I'll go maybe like a game lower and go like 10.5, 11.
Okay. So do you think the rest of them don't even hit 10 wins, or do you think there's another team in there that could possibly?
Yeah, I don't know if I can have. If there is another team that will do it, my guess it will be Baltimore. But other than that, I think it's everything else is just too many question marks. Jacoby Brissett, he doesn't bring enough from a quarterback standpoint to make the Browns a little bit more competitive. And the Steelers is really interesting because I think if I was a head coach, if I'm Tomlin, I'm just gonna say fuck it, and I'm throwing Pickett out there.
Yeah, me too. Oh, definitely.
And just ride with it. And like Trubisky's just gonna have to sit there and so I don't really give a fuck. But like I feel like he gives them much more potential than what Trubisky will. The thing is that like if you make that, you can't pull back from it.
Right. We were talking about
You're
that
gonna
last
have
week.
to ride that out. Yeah. And so like I think they already committed to Trubisky started. I can't remember, but
I don't either.
Yeah.
So like I understand that's the smart, like I don't want to say cliche, but like that's the way a lot of rookie quarterbacks come in, in that way, give that other dude, that veteran, like a 4 or 5 game window. And then if they're not performing, kind of throw in the rookie. But I'm with you. I would be like, fuck it. I think this is going to be, and it's not because I want this. Like, my family's a huge Pittsburgh fan. I'm a huge fan of Tomlin. I think this is going to be his first losing season. I think they're not going to win 8 games this year.
Yeah, I honestly think that the Browns, I think the Browns are going to finish last in that division.
Really?
I do. I don't think it'll be the Steelers.
Wow. If Deshaun was playing the whole year, would you have them winning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
They're too good defensively. And then you add in Deshaun, there's just too many weapons.
Great line, great running back duo. They got Amari Cooper now.
I just don't. Brissett is such a downgrade.
He is, man. That's
and the fact that they weren't at least able to go and get like Garoppolo. So
no, exactly. Yeah. That's a weird situation. We'll get to that when we get to them. But yeah, I want to talk about that whole thing too. That's kind of interesting. I'm with you though. So I'm going Bengals, 12 wins. And then I think I'm going to have Baltimore probably right behind them. I think the Browns and Steelers will have losing records.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably go. Yeah, so Bengals, like I said, like 10.5. I'll go Baltimore 9. I'll go Steelers at like 7.5, and then I'll go Browns. I honestly don't think it's going to be more than like 6.
Right. Okay. All right. AFC East. I definitely have the Bills winning because I have them going to the Super Bowl. I think this could be the season. They might be like elite this year, bro. Like, I think they're very hungry after what happened last year. Like, they played really well the last 2 seasons, and then last year was pretty heartbreaking. I'm going to put the Bills at like 13 wins this year, and I think they're going to just like be a powerhouse in the league this year. Miami's really good. I just don't know how I feel about Tua. I don't know if I watched him a little in the preseason, man, and they were like highlights too of him throwing, like, he hit Tyreek with like a deep ball, and like the pass just wasn't. I was sitting there thinking, like, if that was Mahomes, it would have been a touchdown. He would have led Tyreek perfectly down the field. Whereas, like, the way Tua threw the ball, Tyreek beat the defenders, you know, the back end, but then he had to come back for the ball. You know what I mean? It's just, I was like, I'm skeptical on him still.
I think it's also too, like, he has to still get adjusted to playing with Tyreek and where to throw the ball to him. Where, like, Mahomes knows, like, I can just throw that bitch out. Like, he was around Tyreek long enough to know that, like, I can just throw that bitch out there and Tyreek is going to get there. And I think so it's going to take some time. But you're right. He still needs to improve his accuracy down the field. But
what's your thoughts on, like, Tyreek continues to, like, make these statements about how, like, Tua is better than Mahomes. Like, have you heard this? He's done it, like, 3 times now. And it's so bizarre to me. Like, it's like, I don't know why. Like, did something happen when you were in Kansas City, bro? Like, I get you didn't get the bag, but, like, now you're just being, like, kind of ridiculous. Like, no one's going to agree with you on that. Like, you know what I mean?
I think it's a situation where, like, it's him also just instilling confidence into it.
Okay.
Right? Like, if you got one of the best receivers that just came from this team, playing with that guy, telling you that you're better than him, tell me that doesn't boost your ego.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about it like that. Yeah.
Right. So I would say I think it's a little bit of a ego boost, but also it's just like you're on that team now. So, like, what is he supposed to say?
Right. That's fair. Yeah, that would actually probably get annoying too. Like, just continuously, you know, getting asked these questions about Mahomes, and that's obviously in the past now.
Right. And then you're turning around like, well, yeah, you know, Mahomes is better. Like, it's still gonna be like, bro, what the fuck? I'm your quarterback.
Thanks, buddy. That is true. It's like, what is Tyreek supposed to say? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah.
He can't say, like, you know, Mahomes is better, but, like, Tua's okay. Like, Tua gonna be like,
right.
The fuck? So
I think the Patriots and Jets will both have losing seasons.
Yeah, I would agree. Because I think everybody's like, oh, Mac Jones is gonna have an incredible. I don't think that, like, statistically, we know that, like, second year, like, most quarterbacks don't perform all that well.
Yeah. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either. And
I think the Jets will be better, but I don't think...
I do think the Jets are going to be more competitive.
Yeah.
I definitely think that the Jets will be more competitive. But also, too, like, I'm sorry, but if Matt Patricia becomes the offensive coordinator of the Patriots, they're definitely going to have a losing season. He is trash, and we know that for a fact here.
He's the offensive coordinator? Is that what
I don't
saying?
know. He hasn't been named yet. Bill Belichick hasn't named it yet, but he's in the running to be the offensive coordinator. And if he does, they're for sure that I would put them at 5 fucking wins, and I'm standing solidly on that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the same for the Jets. I think they can win 5 or 6. That's about where I'm capping them out. Dolphins, I could see between 8 and 10, and I think the Bills, are gonna like have one of the best records in the league this year.
Yeah, I get the Bills like 13. I give Miami. I give them 10, and then like you said, I think both Jets and Pats, it's around like that 5.
Yeah. Yep. I'm the same. All right, the South.
This is definitely
what a horseshit division. That's crazy, bro. That's funny just seeing those 4 lined up like that. It's like, ooh.
It's like, because it's really only 2 teams that's competing, right?
Yeah.
It's the Colts and it's the Titans.
It is.
And there's not really a strong quarterback
in the division,
right? Like, you had Deshaun there, but he's gone. But like, Matt Ryan is at the tail end of his career. And then Tannehill,
he took a step back last
literally
year.
losing them fucking playoff games.
Right. And I don't think the Titans are. I was really high on them last year, but I think they're going to take a big step back this year. I think they're going to have to. I do. Yeah, I don't see them winning 10. I think maybe like 8. Maybe they got a good D. I think the Colts win it, but they're not going to win more than 10 or 11.
Oh man, I don't know if I can go. I'm gonna say that the Titans are still gonna win that division. They're gonna get 11. Will be my guess. But the Colts, I think, will be there as well at like 11 or 10.
Do you think they're a wild card team then?
Yeah, and then I think Texans are gonna be. I do think that the Texans are gonna be last in that division. I think the Jaguars will make an improvement and probably I'll give them maybe like 4 or 5 wins, but I think the Texans are at best like 2.
Yeah, I like that. Again, I think Jags 5, Texans 3, and then I'm gonna have the Colts winning at like 10 or 11. And yeah, I don't know. Titans are somewhere between 8 and 10 wins to me. They're just I don't know. Like, who's he throwing the ball to now? I mean, Tannehill. Like, who do they have? Like, did they draft someone? I don't even remember. Like who? They lost AJ Brown. They lost
so much talent, bro.
They did, man. I mean, Derrick Henry's coming back. I assume, let's say for the sake of argument, he's still Derrick Henry, which I think he will be. Like, but like, they can't just run the ball every play. Like, that's
So they got Robert Woods from the Rams.
Yeah, he was injured most of last season, so that'll be interesting.
So hopefully he'd be set. They got Josh Gordon. So you never know.
Josh Gordon?
Yeah.
Man.
Got Josh Gordon, and then you have. They got some tight ends. They got Austin Hooper. So there's some. They have some potential there.
Yeah, I'm giving them 8 wins, dog. That's where I got them at best. I don't know. We'll see. That's a pathetic division right there. That is.
It is. That's a weak division.
Yeah.
Outside of like maybe like the NFC.
Right. Yeah, which is crazy because some of those teams, again, they had potential. I like the Colts, man. They got a good O-line. They got one of the best running backs in the sport. Matt Ryan's old, but he's solid. Matt Ryan can still put up numbers. So I mean, like, whoa.
Yeah, he definitely put up numbers. I just much to what you were saying about like it's not. I'm not crazy about the receiving core. I mean, you got Campbell.
Who's that other dude?
Michael Pittman Jr.
Everyone loves him. I don't know how I feel about him yet. But.
And I don't really like. No one else really kind of like. They got on the defensive end or on the tight end side, you got Mo Alley Cox, but like other than that, like they're gonna be run heavy.
They very much will. They're gonna rely on him a lot.
Yeah. So.
Yep. All right. So that's our first split there. You got Tennessee. I got the Colts. AFC West. Ooh, I like that they have these at the bottom. This is cool. Those are the West divisions are obviously the best. So what a division, man. Like first off, I don't take pleasure in saying this, but I think Kansas City is going to take a step back this year. I just don't see them being as good as they were. I think the Broncos step up, the Raiders step up. I think the Chargers step up. Oh my God, man! All of these teams can win 10 games. Like,
yeah.
Whew, I really don't know, man. Like, I might say the Chargers, bro. I really might say I think the Chargers might pull it out with like 12 to 13 wins.
Okay.
Because they got a really good D. They got some of the best. Their secondary is incredible. Like Derwin James, obviously leading that. Herbert's a beast. They've got 2 good receivers, and Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. They look good, bro. They got a lot of weapons. I'm gonna have them winning it, and it's not necessarily. I know that's kind of like a out there take, I guess you'd say, but I think they're gonna surprise a lot of people this year and be one of those really good. I think they're a top 5 team this year.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely be good.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like all of these teams are battling.
Can they all win 10? Like, does that mathematically make sense if they're all in the same division?
Well, they would have to. I don't think they necessarily will all have to split, but they would definitely have to dominate outside of their division, which is not unreasonable. Like
that's what I'm saying. I guess they could, right? If they all split each other, then that's 3 losses for all of them, right?
Is it 3 losses or 2?
3, because there's 3 other teams. So like the Broncos, for example, would have a loss to the Chiefs, Raiders, and then if you throw in another, how many games are there now? 17. Yeah, bro, they could all win 10 games. Like they really could. And that would be. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That'd be pretty crazy.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
So for me, I would go the Raiders winning the division, and I'm gonna put them at 13. I think
you got a lot of faith in Derek Carr.
I do. There's too much fucking talent.
I would hope so.
And not to mention, it's gonna be less fucking drama surrounding the damn team.
Yeah.
To where like.
Yeah, really, Jesus.
He's so set up for success. All you have to do is don't go and fuck it up.
Yep. This is true.
So I just, and it's not like he's never played. He's played at it before. He's played close to like an MVP caliber season before.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have one of the best fucking receivers. You have one of the best fucking tight ends already, plus a running back. Like, bruh.
Hunter Renfrow was a Pro Bowler last year.
Right. Like, so I got the Raiders.
Where do you have the Chiefs? What's your thoughts on the Chiefs?
So I would go to Chargers, the Chiefs, and then the Broncos.
Okay.
Which, and again, like if I'm saying the Broncos, I'd probably say like 9 wins. I put the Chargers and the Chiefs both at like 11. The thing with me about Denver is because everything is so new.
Yeah, it is. A lot of it is.
So I don't know if I quite can trust it yet.
Right.
But they got a lot of fucking talent, man.
They really do. They really do. All those teams, well, not necessarily the Chiefs, but the other ones, like the defense is pretty elite for the most part in that division. 3 elite quarterbacks, and then Carr is a good quarterback, potential to be good, really good. Yeah, man, that's going to be the most interesting division to watch this year for sure. Wow.
Hands down.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. All right, so I got the Chargers, you got the Raiders. All right, NFC, let's go. Our hometown division.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
I don't not like that. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I'm gonna put them at like 11, maybe 11, 12. I think the Vikings can get there. They have the pieces. I think more so just a question about defensively, but I think I'm gonna shoot for the Vikings, Green Bay. I'm gonna go Detroit, and then the Bears. So, question is like, how many wins does Detroit get?
Yeah, what did they have last year? 2?
They had 3, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna push it and see how spicy can get, but I think that they can maybe get like 5.
Yeah, I'd say 6. Me and you were low because I got a bunch of my friends are saying like fucking 9, 10. I'm like, bro, chill out. They're not winning fucking.
Calm down.
10. I know it's ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous.
Calm down.
I'm with you. I'm gonna go Minnesota. I think Green Bay still competitive, around 10-win team, but I just think they're gonna not be as good as they were last season. They lost, Devontae Adams, which is gonna be huge for that offense. I think the Bears are trash, probably a bottom 5 team in the league this year. And the Lions,
I mean, I would say this: it's not like the Lions has a really tough schedule.
That's everyone's argument when I talk to them is that their schedule.
Like, yeah, so like the Eagles will probably lose, but then they play the Commanders. I think that game against the Vikings is going to be tough. Then they got the Seahawks, the Patriots, the Cowboys. They got the Dolphins, the Packers. Then you got the Bears, the Giants, the Jaguars, the Jets, the Panthers, the Bears again.
Yeah, I mean they got some, but here's the thing. It's Detroit. So some of those games that we're sitting here like, you know what I mean? Like that we're like, yeah, that's a win, are going to be losses inexplicably that we can't even explain. Yeah, some dumb shit's going to happen.
They'll find a way.
Right.
They'll find a way.
So,
they'll find a way.
And we might also have a game or two that we're not supposed to win that we win, but there's definitely going to be about 3 what the fuck games where we're like, okay.
What is going on? And like they have a lead going into the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
And they find a way to fuck it.
Right. Or they're down 21 and they make it a game in the fourth but still don't win. Like it's, you know how that goes. I'm with you. 5-6 wins probably, but you got Detroiters out here saying 10.
They're way too diehard and like way too much hope. Like if they prove me wrong, I'm all for that shit.
Right. That's how I feel too.
Wrong.
Right.
Prove me wrong.
Right.
But like, because like even in the preseason, they were up pretty big on the Colts, and they damn near lost that game.
Yeah.
Doing
That's how it goes,
shit.
bro. No, I'm with you, bro. Like, I hope, because I'm kind of the dude in my friend group where they all shit on me, and I know if the Lions are doing well, they'll shit on me even more. Like, fuck you, you can't, you always, you're not really a fan. But, like, I hope, that'd be awesome if they did great. I would like that. Like, throw that at me. Like, that's cool. Like, I want to see them do good still. I just, like, I'm never putting myself in a position again where I'm about to be, like, all hyped for the Lions. Like, I don't. That's just setting yourself up to be disappointed.
Exactly. You gotta protect your peace.
Yeah. So both of us at Vikings. How many wins do you say? Because I think 10. That's where I'm going to 10, 11.
I gave him 12. I gave him 12.
Yeah.
I think they can do something.
Yeah, man. I mean, they got Justin Jefferson should only be getting better. They got a good defense. I know Emerson Griffin's coming back. I think the only question is Kirk Cousins. Like, can he play at a high level, really? I mean, because they still got Adam Thielen. They got Dalvin Cook. I don't know how good their line is, but they look good.
I mean, anytime you got like Cook going off the way that he, getting close to like 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
But I mean, that team, and then you also too, remember they just picked up Jalen Reagor.
Yes, you're right. That's a good point. As long as Cousins is playing all right and that line holds up, yeah.
They're gonna be nice, man. They're set up very well to be really good, bro.
Right. All right. NFC East. For once, this division is actually going to be a little interesting. I feel like the last 5 years have been annoying
because they haven't had a repeat champion in how long?
A long time. Yeah,
very long time. So
yeah,
who do you got?
I still feel like it's one of those things where it's going to be between the Cowboys and the Eagles. Who won it last year? Was it the Cowboys?
Yeah, Cowboys won last year.
Yeah. The Cowboys are so weird, man. Every year they're just such an enigma. Like, I'm going to have them. I think their running game is declining. I think, that offensive line's getting a little old. Zeke looks like a shell of himself. Maybe he'll have a bounce back year, but last year was not good for Zeke. I'm going to have them at like 8 wins. New York, I would like to see them do something. I don't know how many they had last year, but I would like to see them make a little jump. I would think Saquon's going to come back and maybe, play a little better than he did last year. They got a weird quarterback situation, though. But I'm going to say the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to win it with like 11, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking Eagles as well. I'm going with 10 for the Eagles. I think I'm in the same line. I think I'll go 9 for the Cowboys. I put the Commanders over the Giants.
Yeah, because Commanders got a good defense. Yeah.
I mean they're gonna be nice. So I will put the Commanders at 7 and put the Giants at like 6.
Who's the Commanders quarterback?
Oh shit! Hold on. I don't know either. Who was it? Oh, they Wentz. That's who it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's so weird.
It is.
Damn, bro.
It is. That's really weird. But I mean, if you get the ball to McLaurin, Jahan Dotson.
They got Gibson.
Curtis Samuel. You can get the ball to those guys. They got Amani Rogers, Logan Thomas. Like, they got there's some pieces there.
Yeah, I got them at like 6, dog. Well,
I put 7. I mean, Carson Wentz, that's just not.
I almost feel like it's mental for him, which I don't usually say about players. Like, I never want to, I'm not in their shoes, but like, he has a lot of arm talent, bro. I just feel like I don't know, man. He's just an interesting one. Yeah.
I think having, who was it that came in and replaced him when he got injured?
In the Colts or
no,
Nick Foles in the Eagles.
Yeah, Foles. Like, I think that just really, really screwed him up because they went on that playoff run. And you remember, like, he was in the MVP conversation, leading that shit, bro.
That was sad. They were stacked that year,
and he has not recovered since.
No,
has not recovered since, bro.
With that said, I think Philly wins. Yeah, I got them at 10-11.
I'm going to say again, Jalen Hurts. Granted, he's probably not an elite quarterback, but the dude just finds a way to fucking win games.
Yeah, they got a good D, and now they got AJ Brown. They got some
along with Devontae Smith.
Yep.
So
that'd be a good team.
And isn't that where Gardner Johnson just went?
Sure is. Speaking of that, let's get to the NFC South and this one's interesting, bro. Like, I think the Falcons and Panthers obviously aren't going to be very competitive in it, but I just don't think the Bucs are going to be as good as everyone's acting like they're going to be.
Right.
I really just don't. It's that simple. I think that whole team, they've done it, like, since Brady's been there, they've done this thing of trying to, like, let's keep the same team together. Like, we're not making much moves, and they're just getting older, man. Like, I don't see them. I don't know. Maybe 8 wins is probably where I put the Bucs. I've got the Saints winning the division. There's a lot of question marks with the Saints. I know I'm biased, but I think they look good, bro. They look good.
I was going to ask, like, how much bias is there in this?
Definitely, I'll be the first to admit it, but I'm very much. I think I gave it to the Bucs last year. I think their D is really good. Assuming Kamara plays all the games, these are the question marks. Kamara's got to play. Michael Thomas, like, is he going to return to form? I don't know if he's going to be able to get the ball as much from Jameis. And then Jameis is the biggest one. Like, is he going to step up and I think he will. I really do. I think he sat behind Breeze and Peyton for a good period of time. Last season, he looked really good until he got hurt, like his touchdown to interception ratio. I think the team got better offensively. They got better weapons. They lost Teron Armstead, which stinks, but then they drafted a good tackle in the draft. I've got them. This is the problem, though, too. If you look at their schedule, it's really fucking tough. Like, the last 10 games are really hard. So I think that this is going to be a lower win division. Like, I think the Saints win it with like 10 wins. I think the Bucs get like 8, and then I think the Falcons and Panthers are just not going to be very good at all. So
So I'm gonna go with the Bucs. I think the Bucs will definitely win. I'm gonna go with 11. And I'm going to go the Saints with 10, and then Panthers and Falcons. I think it'll probably be between. I do think that the Panthers can potentially surprise a couple teams, but I'll give both the Panthers and the Falcons between like that 5 to 6 range.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you there. Did you see the thing with Tom Brady? Everyone thinks he got plastic surgery or something like that. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Go watch that interview he just did. It was interesting. Like, everyone was like, because he took like an 11-game absence from camp.
Yeah.
And people were just like all over Twitter, like, what's up with his face? I thought it was pretty funny. So I'll have to send that to you.
Dude's been chilling.
He has, bro. That's my thing. That's my only thing with him, Mo, is like, I don't know. I know he's Tom Brady, and like, this doesn't sound like him. Like, he's mentally like one of the strongest minded athletes ever. But like, to retire and come back, like, I just feel like, does that mean part of your head is out of it at this point? You know what I mean?
Right, and we know what happens.
Yes.
Like, you typically find those and they get injured.
Yep. Exactly. Oh. And like, during that 11-game absence, he came back, and in that interview, he said something like, they just asked him why, and he was like, I'm 45, man. A lot of shit's going on in my life. And just that answer, I was like, I don't know, man. Like I'm not saying you're not dialed in. It's just.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. Maybe he hit up Aaron Rodgers and got some of that ayahuasca.
Yeah, went for a trip. He could have. Who knows? Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I'm excited for that division, obviously, because my team's there. But
Yeah,
11 more days, baby. So I think the Saints are going to stomp the Falcons week 1, get off to a good start.
I think they will too. I do think that they'll definitely blow them out. So
yeah. All right, and then we got the NFC West. This is another interesting one. What's your thoughts?
I feel like the Rams are going to run away with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put them at 12 wins for that, and then I have San Fran there with. I had San Fran and Arizona there with both 10, and then I got Seattle with like 3.
Okay, I also agree with the Rams. Yeah, I think 12. Seattle's completely rebuilding. The other two are interesting, right? Like I like a lot of suspensions and like injuries, and I do want to talk about the San Francisco situation because they've announced Trey Lance as the starter, right? Does Jimmy G move at some point during the year? Like, do they trade him to another team?
I don't know. Well, like they announced that he's coming back, and he even talked about the fact that like he was even surprised that he was coming back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he goes to Seattle. Who knows? But it just has to create a really, really awkward feeling in that quarterback room. Because, like, okay, Trey Lance is your starter. But let's say Trey Lance is not performing as well as you want.
Exactly. And Jimmy G's like, I took us to a Super Bowl 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, or 3 years ago.
And then damn near, like, took them, you know, I mean, like, they've had a pretty solid run.
Yeah, last year they played great. Yeah.
So it's like, and that we know that defense is fucking crazy. Debo is just on another level.
Yeah.
Like,
I love Debo.
So it's gonna be tough, bro. So that's got to be a tough room to be in.
It is, but that's a wild card too. Because what if Trey Lance balls, bro?
Right.
What if he goes nuts?
If he balls, he's for sure. If he balls, I feel like Jimmy's gonna be gone.
Yeah, but I just mean for the sake of the team, like they could. Because I said this when he got drafted. I thought Trey Lance was going to be the best quarterback in that draft class.
You did.
If he balls, bro, they could win 12 games. Like they are a very good team, you know?
Yeah. I think those first couple of games is where it's going to kind of like be the truth teller of like where they can go.
Yeah.
I do think that. But you know who I really feel bad for and I think is going to be gone? DK Metcalf.
Where do you think he's going to go?
I don't think he's going to be in Seattle.
You think like he's just going to get frustrated with the situation, or like they're going to trade him?
You're too good of a receiver to sit there.
Yeah, at that age too, like he's just exploding on the
like scene. You're not even really, you know, like you're about to hit your prime, and you don't have a person that can really like get you the ball like that.
Right. I think they announced Geno Smith's going to start the year. I think they did. I don't know if that's for sure, but yeah, I don't know. I don't. Like, I don't disagree.
I would not.
Yeah, I don't.
So there's a couple. There's a couple teams that I think that like he could be a really good fit for. I think one of the obvious ones I feel like is I think he'd be great in Baltimore, giving Lamar like a big target down.
Oh man, that'd be scary.
That would be nasty, right? I could also see him going to Green Bay with fucking Aaron Rodgers, bro. Like
that would also be nasty.
Be fucking scary as well.
Yeah.
And then the other place that I think he could potentially go to would be Tennessee as well.
Okay.
So
yeah, all of them need receivers. That is true. Speaking of former Baltimore receivers, we got the Cardinals are interesting. Obviously, they started the year like 8-0 last year and then kind of imploded, right? I mean, they still made the wild card, but were pathetic. What's your thoughts on their situation? Are they going to have a less than stellar year, or do you think they're going to stick around where they were?
I think that they'll get 10 wins. I'm going to put faith into Kyler. And plus, I think him and Hollywood will really kind of be able to kind of hold the fort down until Hop can come back. The question is just like, what is the defense going to do? Like, that's an aging defense.
Right.
So, like, are they going to be able to kind of like roll back time?
Right. Yeah.
And
They're a wild card for me, bro. I don't mean wild card in the sense of wild card playoffs. I mean like just wild card. Like I don't know where they're.
You don't know what you're gonna get. Yeah. You don't that could easily be like a team that only gets like 6 wins.
Right. We could also get 10 plus relatively easily.
Right. Especially once Hop come back and they just get on a fucking roll. Like it.
What does he have? A 6-game or an 8-game suspension? I don't even remember.
He has an 8-game suspension.
Okay. So yeah, man. I mean, if they're at 4 to 5 wins at that point, you know, he could bring them some juice, and you know, they could go on a roll. Because then they'd have another 9 games to go. Who knows? Yeah, I think LA wins it, but San Francisco very interesting too. I'm excited to watch them this year. So out of that, so you said you had the Bills coming out of the AFC. Who do you have coming out of the AFC? I said the Saints earlier, like when we talked about this, but I don't. That's just me being a fan. Like if I'm being real, probably the Rams. I think the Bills and the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams are aging too, obviously. Like, but they added good pieces. They added Allen Robinson, right? So that receiving core looks great. You know, that's a good replacement for Odell. And then Von Miller came there. I know or did Von Miller? He went to the Bills, or
he went to the Bills. He went to the Bills.
Ooh, yeah.
You feel a little bit more confident about that pick.
Yeah. But I'm going to say the Rams and the Bills.
I'm gonna go the Bills as well, but I have an eye on the Raiders. I really think the Raiders could be kind of dangerous this year. Then the NFC, I think, bro. Now that Matt Stafford done got this fucking Super Bowl, I feel like he about to like lit shit. I'm going to say that. He may be. I think he's going to be in the running for MVP. I really think that he's about to ball out, bro.
Right, like the chains have been removed from his feet.
Like
he's just ready to go.
Right. Yeah. Like I really think that he's about to like. I mean, if he was already kind of like just letting shit loose, but I think now he just kind of got a bolt of confidence. I think he's definitely maybe up there for like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a good season, bro. What do we start this Thursday? Right, I think is it the Bills and Rams? The Bills and someone play.
Is that the first game of the season?
I think it's the Bills and Rams. That's
it is. Yeah.
It's gonna be a good fucking game.
That is a big ass game.
Yeah, man. A lot of new faces and new places. I know that's every NFL season, but man, like it's gonna be exciting, man. Like it's a lot of good factors.
Can't wait.